got a lot of things to share with your successes. And so I'm just going to fire some questions at you. Let's tell our viewers here, what have you been doing to see your success? How have you incorporated the automation, the resources to see your success? And as I'm asking my questions, for anyone that has a question you'd like him to answer live today, throw it in the chat. As we get good questions coming in, our producer will ask those. So if you have questions, throw them in the chat. But I've got some questions to start. So walk us through just the timeline of your success with brokering, with us, kind of similar to Jason's. Give us a timeline.
Yeah, so I started with no background in real estate, like many of you. And I decided to take action at the beginning of this year, registered my business. It took me 3 months to get my very first loan closed. Okay. And we closed that through Kogo and continued to market. Last 2 weeks, I closed 3 loans.
Wow.
We closed one in Maryland, one in Texas, and then the other one was in Massachusetts. So now in the pipeline, I have 3 more, 2 in Texas, one in Connecticut. So, wow. And then today we started another one.
But you're here in Idaho. How are you doing all of those?
Through marketing, automating my business. That's when you threw me off on the Rule of 54. I have someone helping me with picking up the phone, redirecting the calls to where I get the qualified leads. It took me some time to get there, but I'm automating everything to make it more efficient. I'm here helping a lot of people like the ones on our audience working for Lee. I need to automate everything to get the most efficient time I can with my clients.
So for those who don't know, Jorge is a business development consultant in our company. So under the Lee Arnold system, he's a business development consultant. You do that full time.
Full time.
So how much time do you have for the broker business?
I put about 3 hours a day, right before I come in, during my lunch break and after, and then I have someone helping me throughout the day with emails, the submission of loans, picking up some phone calls, and just the basic stuff that we need to get taken care of. So by the time I get on the phone, I have a qualified lead.
Yeah. I mean, the key word is, he said he took action. We have 20 consultants on the floor. We have about 100, employees under this roof, and he's one of the only ones who went through the broker channel, saw the opportunity, and literally just said, "Hey, let me do this for myself and see the success." And I like that you said you keep referring to we. So we, instead of saying me, when you're in a company, when you're branding a company, you always say we. So that way when you're talking to your clients, it doesn't sound like you're by yourself in an office, right, at your house. You say we, so it builds the brand, right?
Absolutely. And when I started, I didn't know the answers to a lot of things. Okay. So I always said, let me talk to my team.
There you go.
And give you an answer. A lot of you are not going to know the answer to everything.
Yeah.
So when you buy yourself some time by telling the client, let me talk to my team and I'll get back to you, makes you look like you have a team behind you, which you do, which is us, and then you can call us and we'll help you.
Yeah, moving forward, you can just say, I'll talk to my secretary, and just imagine Jorge is now your secretary at our corporate office. Call Jorge with all your questions and just say, let me talk to my secretary. They don't know what that means, but you'll call Jorge. Now, I know you've got some checks and you've got some HUD statements to show us.
So this is one from 2 weeks ago. One of the HUD statements, you can see here the name of my company. It was a small loan for $1,300 that I got paid for. If it's a small loan or a big loan, I'll take it. It's business. So then we have the second one, which is a little bit bigger, for $4,700. We closed that one in Maryland, and again, that one was closed on the 22nd.
Yeah, he's doing this nationwide. All of your deals, they've been kind of peppered all across the U.S., right?
Right, because I'm on a blue state, right? We're in Idaho, it's a blue state, so I focus my marketing everywhere else.
There you go.
Then we have this other one that you will see for $3,400. So, and those are from the last 2 weeks, those last 3 loans.
Okay.
So, and then we have this one. There's the picture of the check of the same one.
So a $1,300, a $4,700, and a $3,400. That's right around $10,000 in the last
2 weeks.
Last 2 weeks. Now, of course, there's a loan process, and it takes time to go from A to Z. But the time when you got paid, all of these checks came in the last 2 weeks. And so think about where you were at 2 weeks ago to today. In those last 2 weeks, would it be nice to get these checks rolling in addition to what you're doing.
And also, one of the challenges that I faced between this one that paid $3,400 and the one that paid $4,700, I didn't do those through Kogo. I worked with a different lender. 2 days, that was on Wednesday, 2 days before closing, the lender said, we cannot get the deal done. So I got to work because I didn't even position what I was going to make. I put myself on the investor's shoes, and if I didn't get the deal done, they were going to lose their money, on earnest money down. And I say, I cannot let that happen. So I worked through my contacts, and I was able to close 2 loans with a different lender between 24 hours and 48 hours. So we got it done.
A lot of important lessons, and you guys will always experience challenges, potential setbacks.
Right.
It's rare that a deal goes smoothly from start to finish. It's just the way of the beast. So you guys need to have lenders in your back pocket, have those relationships established. He was able to find through this challenge, he helped out the client, still got paid, but now he has another lender that he can now go to and pivot to if he needs it on a short notice. And he found someone that might fit a different niche, or it might be a different loan type that he knows, hey, for this one, I'll just start right there because they fit that niche or that loan better.
Right.
So yeah, just some proof right here.
And both of those clients that we closed loans with, as soon as we closed, they sent me 2 deals each. So we're working on new loans with them as well.
Yeah. You guys close 1 loan with the client, and it's likely that they will keep the business. So a huge chance for return business. Within Kogo, I don't know the exact percentage, but it's more than 50, I'm pretty sure. So the majority of our loans are all return clients. And so as you guys get started and you say, okay, you start doing the math, you say, I want to make $100,000, average check is $3,000, $4,000, so I know I need to do about 2 checks a month or 3 checks a month. It doesn't mean you've got to do 20 loans with 20 different people.
No.
Just means you've got to do 4 loans with 5 people. So find yourself 5 strong clients, and they will all bring you multiple deals, and you will be making a good chunk of change without, what you think, what you might imagine. Because give us your, if you can share with us, how much have you made till now, and what's your goal over the next 12 months?
So the goal since I started for the business was $50,000. And I was in one of the groups with Brandon on the Broker Academy. As soon as I started, I think it was my 3rd month by doing the business, I shared with everybody that I wanted to make $50,000. We are past the halfway mark. I still have 5 more months into the year. On my pipeline, I have another $9,500 month, and then we're starting on 2 loans that will bring me another, they're bigger loans. So it's going to bring me about $16,000 on those 2. So I need to continue to work to get to the $50,000 mark, but I should be able to get there.
From here, you and I've talked about this quite a bit.
Right.
You say you got to continue to work.
Right.
So you and I've talked about this, and I've said this in the Broker Academy a lot, is the importance of consistency with what you're doing.
Right.
How has being consistent with your efforts, and what are you consistent with that has drawn this success to you?
Right. Well, consistency, a lot of people are gonna, after a month, I didn't, as I mentioned before, I did not get a deal done until the 3rd month. If I would have quit on the 1st month, I would have never had the opportunity that I have today to help others and broker loans for them. So I saw the bigger picture, and I said, I'm gonna stay committed to my success and to my goals by following the system that we have in place. And I continue to talk to people. Most of these loans are from people I talked to 3 months ago.
Yeah.
That they finally said, hey, in the first conversation, because I keep notes, everything, you can see my Dealio is full of everything on my Scrum board and everything. 3 months ago, we talked to them. They told me, hey, I never done this. How can you help me? Took 15 minutes of my time, guide them through the process. Tell me when you come back with the deal, walk you through it. Happened with the first one, brought me a deal. Second guy brought me a deal. Now they're referring me to people where I'm getting inbound calls telling me, hey, you work with this guy. How can you help me? And we're starting loans with them as well. So I stayed consistent through my marketing by putting the client first to help them, and now everything is coming back.
Yeah. Brokering is all about building that initial momentum.
Right.
It's gonna take some time to pick up speed. A lot of people use the analogy of a train, right? It's gonna take a lot of time to pick up speed, but as soon as you get rolling, now you're gonna just scale dramatically, right? Because now you've got return business, now you can supplement with additional VAs, now you can put paid marketing into the equation. Now, I know some of these broker checks you're gonna reinvest into the business, right? So talk about that.
So I'm working on a project on having my website continue to develop it, where it gets to a point where they submit an application. It's going to be a little bit pricey. They submit an application online, and it's going to redirect it to 3 or 4 different lenders, so I can get quotes directly without me having to do anything.
Is that called automation?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what a concept.
So he had this planned. We just naturally just figured that out. So, all right, is there any questions? We've got less than 5 minutes, so do we have any questions in the chat?
We do. We've got Crystal is asking, she needs to start marketing again, and most of the people that she's been running into have been landlords. She wants to know, is COGO lending on tenant-occupied properties?
Okay.
On tenant occupied.
So let's say she's a borrower that just called you and asked you that question. How would you?
Yeah. We have rental programs, and we can help you. What are the details on that property? What's the purchase price? And how much is renting for?
Yeah. So we can do those loans. It's on our website. But if you guys are a broker and a client calls you and says, "Can you lend on this?" As the broker, it's your job to always have a home for every good deal.
Right.
So don't only think yourselves as COGO brokers or COGO loan officers. If you guys get a deal in your hands that's outside of COGO's criteria, or maybe the best terms are somewhere else, like you did, go wherever you have to go. So we are, I like to call us, we can be the home base for your loans, but do not narrow or limit your business to COGO's box or COGO's criteria. So yes, we can do a lot of things. Check on our website. We can do long-term, we can do residential in nature, commercial. We can do a lot of things, but even if we can do it, you always, as a broker, it's your duty to go and find another letter of intent and compare the two.
Right.
Even if you're gonna go through us, find another lender, build a relationship, and then compare the two so you have something to compare. That's the essence of being a broker.
Right. I work with about 12 different lenders.
Yeah, there you go, 12 different lenders. So build that relationship, build that network base. Any more questions?
One more question.
So we do, in line with what Jorge was saying, what was the reason for not using COGO for all those loans?
Well, a lot of it comes with the percentages of the lenders. Some of them do 65%, 75%. Some of them go 70%. So based on the deal, I have someone that can get it done. Also within the time frame of when do we need to close. Some lenders can close quicker than others. So that's the reason why I have about 12 different lenders that something will fit with them, what they do.
Yeah. And let the borrower decide, right? You have the letter of intents, have 2 or 3 quotes, show them the quotes. Some might have more down as a down payment, smaller interest. Some will have the opposite. Some might be able to close quicker, but they'll have more interest rate. So you show the client the quotes and have them decide.
Exactly.
So that way, I mean, they don't know what's COGO, what's another lender. Have them pick the one that they like the most.
Absolutely.
All right.
So we do have our Cahoots winner has revealed himself. It's Jim Hartzell out of Missoula, Montana.
Jim Hartzell?
Hartzell, yeah.
Out of Missoula,
With a Z.
Montana.
Make sure you're booking an appointment with me so we can talk.
So,
yeah. And
so
he
talk
did
about
have
that.
a question for Jorge.
Okay.
So he's curious about some of the automation that you've employed. Are you using VAs? What kind of technology? What do you got going on that other people might be able to do also?
Perfect. So one of the easiest things too is using DocuSign. I have DocuSign. I have my templates, and I send that to them. Makes it easier for them to respond. I do have a VA. I have an 800 number that does everything for me as well. And we can get into more details. Make sure you book an appointment with me. I do want to get to know you.
And,
you guys,
and get your prize.
Yes,
Redeem
get
your
your
prize, connect with him. Do we have the link in there in the chat?
I am dropping the link in the chats. Just
So-
click that link.
Our producer in the chat will throw a link to Mr. Jorge's appointment calendar, and so let him know what you guys will talk about in that.
Yeah, if you're interested into what I'm doing, what we do here as a system, how you can become a broker, or if you're a broker and you're struggling on your marketing, whatever you need, book an appointment, come talk to me for 15 to 30 minutes, have a consultation. We'll get you back on track on whatever you're looking to do and see how we can make things more efficient.